welcome to all our listeners. This is the All-Round Mastery Program mini podcast, created by BBD Coach.
Today we are discussing the knowing-doing gap. The knowing-doing gap is not just a fancy term, it's the chasm between our potential and our reality. Today, we're diving into why 90% of what we know often goes unused and how to bridge that gap.
Wow, 90%? That's a staggering figure. Why do you think we leave so much of our knowledge untapped?
Well, it's a complex issue, but it boils down to 5 main personality types or mindsets that hold us back. I call them the excuser, the complicator, the inferior, the over-simplifier, and the fearful. These are the voices in our heads that keep us from turning knowledge into action.
That's fascinating. Can you break down these personalities for us?
Absolutely. Let's start with the excuser. This is the part of us that always finds reasons not to do something. You know, the voice that says, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I don't have enough time right now." It's like, when you know you should start a project early, but you keep putting it off until the last minute.
Oh, I think we've all been there. So how do we combat this excuser mindset?
The key is awareness. Catch yourself making excuses and challenge them. Instead of saying, "I'll do it later," try saying, "I'll do just 5 minutes now." It's about building momentum, you know? Small steps lead to big changes.
That makes sense. What about the complicator? That sounds like it could be a real roadblock.
Oh, it is. The complicator is the part of us that makes things way more complex than they need to be. It's like, when you want to start exercising, but suddenly you think you need the perfect workout plan, the best gym clothes, and a personal trainer before you can even begin.
I can definitely relate to that. How do we simplify things when our minds want to complicate them?
Well, the trick is to ask yourself, what's the simplest way to get started? Break tasks down into small, manageable steps. Remember, done is better than perfect. It's about progress, not perfection.
That's a great perspective. So, what about the other personalities you mentioned?
Right? So we have the inferior, who always feels not good enough to take action. The oversimplifier, who rushes into things without proper preparation. And the fearful, who's too scared of failure or change to act on their knowledge.
Those all sound like they could really hold someone back. How do we overcome these mindsets?
It's about developing what I call the doer mindset. This is the characteristic that helps us overcome all these obstacles. It's about focusing on action rather than perfection. Start small, celebrate small wins, and keep moving forward.
I love that approach. It's not about being perfect, but about making progress. Do you have any specific strategies for cultivating this doer mindset?
Absolutely. One powerful strategy is to start each day by asking yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to move towards my goals? It's about making action a priority. Also, surround yourself with other doers who inspire and motivate you.
That's really practical advice. I'm curious, though, do you think this knowing-doing gap affects everyone, even highly successful people?
Oh, absolutely. Even the most successful people, athletes, artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, have to deal with the knowing-doing gap. They don't always get it right either. The difference is that they've learned how to act on what they know, even when it's scary or hard.
That's encouraging to hear. It's not about being perfect, but about consistently taking action, right?
Exactly. And here's something to really drive this home. Imagine if you could increase your knowledge utilization by just 10%. That would mean doubling your current output. Think about the impact that could have on your life, your career, and your relationships.
When you put it that way, it really highlights how much potential we all have. Do you have any final advice for our listeners who want to start bridging their knowing-doing gap?
Well, remember that every little action counts. Don't let excuses, complications, or fear hold you back. Break things down into small steps and just start. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you start turning your knowledge into action. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Progress, not perfection, is the goal.
That's fantastic advice. I feel inspired to go tackle some of those tasks I've been putting off. Thank you so much for sharing these insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure. Remember, listeners, you have a wealth of knowledge within you. Don't let it go to waste. Start small, keep it simple, and take action. You've got this. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step today.
And that wraps up today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, knowledge is power, but only when you use it. Until next time, keep learning, and more importantly, keep doing.
Before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Your knowledge is a tool, not a trophy. Use it, test it, refine it. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, and that's how we make a difference in our lives and the lives of others. Until next time, keep bridging that gap.
And with that, we come to the end of this segment. Remember to follow and subscribe to Make a Mark Consult on YouTube. Share and follow us for more insightful episodes. Also, join our free webinars once a month. You must make your mark in life. See you at the top.